Share this on Instagram. Okay, there we go. Shared it on Instagram stories. Okay, there we go. Shared it on Instagram stories. Sometimes I don't schedule my lives, I just come in spontaneously. And yeah, I just gotta share it on Instagram too, because my following on Instagram is actually growing, and specifically for the same demography or demographics. Uh, Majority male, boxing, mixed martial arts, coaches, athletes, fans, enthusiasts, and that's quite cool. But I prefer YouTube as the live streaming platform for questions and follow ups, and basically streaming my trainings as well. I do art streams as well. However, I have been having a little pause on that one specifically. And yeah, today is just a Q&A, just a conversation. Hey Davey, well Davey is one of the peoples or folks who is very commonly here. Good to see you. Hello Diana and Chris, hope everything is well. And well, Chris is here, he's right here, and he's in the chat. We just loved it last time. It was so fun, so much fun to just have that conversation live stream. Like usually I just try to give an update, what happened in the last few days or in the week, and then it ends up in some hilarious conversations and interactions. It's also a good time for United States. What time is it? It's Saturday morning, depending on the area. It has to be around from 6 to almost 9 a.m. now, all around the US. Palejano Elif Salami. Where is that from? Well, so, okay, let me clarify that. Palejano is the Romelichar. Romelichar. Serio. Yeah, I don't know, like, I can't recognize, it's not a Georgian name, but yeah, but it's just a district where I was born and raised, so it has to be someone who knows me. Very cool. Training going well. Yeah, let's talk about training. Let me give the update regarding that. Today we had School of Boxing. We had I'm talking about the pro group where we train specifically for the competition. For me, it's going to be my professional boxing debut. For Daniel, my teammate, another boxer, it's going to be second fight. And our coach is very interestingly, so there is a coach, Roman, who is Romani Soviet boxing coach, who is like, I could not recognize him. And today he followed me on Instagram. Obviously, I followed him back. Great guy, very smart in the coaching, like very, we align a lot with how coaching should work. Well, he has quite a big Instagram channel, well, at least that I'm aware, where he's has videos of the basically breaking down some Soviet boxing training, and not only. Very cool, because well, he's literally coaching us now. He's training us for, preparing us for, or helping to prepare us for the competition. And all of us would do all of that. We do in Vietnam, Nha Trang, Southeast Asia. Are you from the red-haired pirates? Is Shanks your man? Well, I've seen a little bit of One Piece. I know who's Shanks. People also compare me with Nami sometimes. WW Superstar. You probably mean Becky Lynch, and yes, I get those references quite often. Hey DJ Adrian, good to see you. How are you all? Well, me and Chris are fine. A little bit of, like, I have a little flu. And I pushed through today on training. It was a good training. It's hot in Vietnam, so it's not a big of the deal. But when you catch that bug, it's just you need a few days. So after training, after making some videos, I don't know if you saw, I uploaded some shorts today. Pretty much resting. Did a little bit of cleaning, or half of the cleaning in the place, and right now just chilling at home. Frank says, "I'll invite you to Paris whenever you want." Well, all the invitations come together with me, and you gotta invite my husband too. So if you're okay with that, we're fine. No karaoke today. Yeah, I've tried. We had a trial karaoke in another Red Buffalo, which is bigger, cooler place, and they're gonna have even like a band and all that kind of stuff. So next time I'll live stream from there, and on Monday I'll live stream from regular bar. So yeah, twice a week. But weekends I got it off because of some games, but also because I'm getting too tired, especially with the preparation which I'm going through right now. Becky Lynch. Yeah, that's me. Big time backs. Yeah, more Becky Lynch references today. I think uh, we're getting back to it. Hey, are you using all multivitamins? Fish oil, triple strengths. Can you suggest me, please, any specific vitamin and mineral as an athlete? Well, actually, it's right in front of me. That's that one we bought from the pharmacy, from the local pharmacy. Yes, I can tell you what I'm taking. We're out of multivitamin, but usually we do that. Creatine, omega-3 fatty acid, NAC. It is acetylcysteine, which is an antioxidant for better lung functioning, and it's a supplement, and it's registered as a supplement. Then what else? Obviously protein. We have some glycine for better sleep and some other stuff, and magnesium, potassium, and calcium as the uh, extra minerals. And yeah, multivitamin, we just need to get more of it. But most of the stuff, we also try to eat very clean. So yeah, that's what it is so far. You have a familiarity about you that relates to Becky Lynch. I know, I've heard that. Get well soon to you and Chris. Well, Chris is doing all right, at least so far. Usually one of us gets sick and then it passes on the other, and then, but I hope he's gonna be fine. I'm fine too, but again, a little like I'm trying to not let it become any worse. Hello, hello. Your husband's very lucky. Yes, so do I. Hello, Errol Spence. Hi, Alfie. Well, Lomachenko is back in 2026. Yes, and I'm very excited about those news. And well, I think it was a good break for him, a couple years, or I think 2024 was the last time he boxed, and it's a kind of good, like he's everyone loves him. He's a boxing star, and now he's back for big fights and nothing less. Okay, and keep scrolling. Celtic are champions. Well, Celts are cool. I'm not Celt though. I'm from Georgia. Georgia, Tbilisi, the country in the Caucasus region. But I also have some Slavic roots on my mother's side. Okay, that's Yazar says. Nice girl, but beautiful. But if beauty is not mine, there's so important. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes you troll, I do troll as well. Who are you? Like, that's the only way I'm gonna read this every time people ask me who am I. My name is Diana, aka Redhead Diaries, and I'm a debuting professional boxer. In the end of the June, happens my debut. I'm an artist. I work as a karaoke host part time. I'm also coach, and well, I do online coaching, but with a very narrow and long term clients at this point. And I'm a YouTube creator, as you can see, heavily pushing on the live streams and some short form content. I'm most convinced that green vegetables are the best for you. Green vegetables are awesome, but pretty much all vegetables are great. Like, what about tomatoes? What about pumpkin, squash? Those are great. High, rich in fiber, many other nutrients as well. So, yeah, I wouldn't pick vegetables only based on color. Do you have a soul? Do I have a soul? Apparently not. Gamarjoba. That's a greeting in Georgian. Because his contract is end and he's a free agent. Yeah, that's a point. Good point. So many trolls and spammers. Well, it can get worse, Alex. It's not that bad. And some folks are like the regular folks that join my live streams. Can I become moderator? Nayan asks. Well, let's test it. I'll put you as the standard moderator. Here you go. You can try it. I don't have a problem with some jokes and some dark humor. It's fine. Just no spamming and obviously no like obvious disrespect and that kind of stuff. I'm musical. I'm musical too. My age is 26 years old. Okay, why not? Alex, let's try. I can put you as a standard moderator as well. Oh, 3 channels, that's good. So you have an experience. Is your opponent also having their first fight? It's an interesting case. She's like a kickboxing based. She had 2 MMA fights, professional here in Vietnam, with a win and 1 loss. And she's debuting in boxing. So the first one was via knockout, and her loss was also via knockout. It was quite brutal. And yeah, it might be an attempt to try, boxing. But boxing, as much as you're not gonna get a hit with the knee, elbows, anything like that. However, it doesn't automatically make it easier. It really depends on the levels, on the boxing. Sorry, I'm gasping a little bit just because I'm having a little flu here. And she's from Russia, by the way, so it's cool, kind of like a neutral land in Vietnam, Georgia versus Russia. That's not uncommon in different sports when Georgians meet with Russians. Okay, how about Rosie and Carano? Yeah, interesting. I will see. I need to make a choice of whether watch Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, or that event. Whether it is or not, it's not something that I'm really, if I miss it or because of my flu, if I slip through it, I don't think it's a big of a deal. I'll be able to follow up. But it's interesting just to find out what's going to happen. Hello, mate, how are you? Hi, Mike, doing well. Manu is the best. Yeah, Amanda, and I would put Valentina Shevchenko along her side, but you also have you have quite a great female fighters in UFC even only in UFC. Even there's like others outside of UFC, but I definitely out of the old ones. Uh, Joanna Jacek, Rose Namajunas, like a prime Rose. Then you have Alessa Grasso, and um, you have Zhang Weili. Like those I would put like in the top. And like as a goats, like Amanda and Valentina, their was it like one of their fights? I always keep forgetting it's first or second one. They had two fights. Both what was the both Valentina lost, but one of them she won. She just got robbed. That was pretty clear. So yeah, women's sport, both boxing, MMA is evolving rapidly, and I'm all about it. Amateur, professional fight, professional. What is your fighting style? I like fluency, so I can switch. I'm training on the switch work, and the coach that is helping us, Coach Roman, uh, he's all about it. So we kind of break down things. It's not like heavily leaning in on a single style. I coming from the Georgia, so it's a lot of orthodox boxing influence. Then I worked quite a lot on the getting closer distance, some peekaboo elements. Then I trained some. Because of Vasily Lomachenko specifically and his style, the way how he does the shifts, I was very inspired by that. I integrated in my training, and I learned how to do it and use it pretty well. So we'll see if in that specific fight I'm gonna be able to do that. It really depends on the opponent. It really depends on the plan, what's gonna work less, and that's how it starts. First round is always a check round, and you have your corner. Apart from you, trying to understand the dynamics, like your corner also gives you the pointers after the round one. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I think it's gonna be good. I'm not underestimating my opponent. As I said, she has a fighting experience and in MMA, and she's I would not say she's not a punching can. She definitely has something to offer there. But when it comes to boxing, as I said, like I've been only boxing for all this time since last year actively, but I've been around boxing since 2015, 2016. So it's not like I'm new to it either. So yeah, we shall see. And every fight, let me tell you just one thing: technique, strategy, all of that is good, but you need endurance, that's stamina, physicality to be able to press properly and wreck your opponent with your punches pretty much, and that mentality. If you can punch back, take it like it's okay, you know. And obviously you need to have a confident defense, and I like keep my hands up and put it into a use for the guard manipulation and parrying and all that kind of things. So I'm quite confident, and it's just now from this point for entire months, it just keep working and getting better and better and better at those two things. Did you see Rose's pad work today? You're likely a better striker than her. Again, Ronda Rousey never been a great striker. Unfortunately, she never. There you have some people who are very one-directional, and it's not a disrespect. She was brilliant at judo. She was grown into that. Her body, complex, like the way she's built, is very good for judo and would be great for wrestling as well. And somehow when she went to MMA and had to upgrade her striking, apart from a little delusion that I think that it was so hyped, she got a little delusional, but that's not only her fault, but also people around her. But when it comes to purely striking, again, even now, Gina is better at striking than her, objectively speaking. But again, the factors is about in that specific fight, it also can be unspoken agreement of we don't do knockouts, we just do good fight, and then it goes to decision. That might be a thing. The second thing is Gina is better at striking than what she needs to do. Just don't let Ronda to get in. Ronda needs to close the clinch, grab you to do that judo takedown. She's not a person who will go for the double leg or a single leg shot, like it would be like a sambo or a wrestler would do that. So Gina would just need to be physically strong and endurance and just basically what Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes did, like just do that. But again, we'll see. They're also not at their prime age-wise, so I don't know what's like. Gina hadn't fought for 17 years, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Subscribe and double tap everyone. Thanks, Alex, and thanks for moderating. Well, Nayan, thank you. Yeah, as I said, just don't go to, unless it's like disrespect or some nonsense, we just keep and spamming. I think spamming is even a bigger thing because some people just come in, spam, and they just trash up the whole chat. Peekaboo, I guess I'm not alone here. Yes, hello. Do you use deodorant? Actually, not lately. I've stopped using, especially this like a cancer-causing aluminum kind of thing. So I just shower. In Southeast Asia, you just shower a lot. And, well, yeah, I have one deodorant, which I use sometimes, but I prefer to shower. Okay. Okay, now that is spamming. So deodorant guy, please just don't do that. Okay, I keep scrolling up. Just looking for the good question. Hi from Sao Paulo. Interesting. On Instagram, it showed me that Sao Paulo is one of the, like New York, then was another city, and Sao Paulo was one of the dominant cities where the people are watching me from United States. So it's interesting. I'm not Becky Lynch, but people will think that I look like her. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson, especially with the Iron Mike's punches. Like, again, that's was that. Like he was so much more powerful than anyone else at his peak. In USA nighttime, in the Philippines it's a daylight. Ah, you mean the fight? Yeah, I mean, as I said, like in the Vietnam here, it's gonna be morning probably. So we'll see if that's not one of the events that I'm really. Again, I will try to watch it, but we'll see how I feel because, as I said, I have a little flu. So tomorrow I have full rest day and I need to recover properly. Hey, hello from Sacramento, California. Hi, Kelly. Kelly's showing up here quite often. I'm biggest supporter of your sister. I love you. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Do you know Brazil? Yes. My geographical knowledge is good enough to know where's Brazil. Reminds me I need to take a shower. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. You're seeing TV live or your mobile phone? Oh, I mean, it's on Netflix, so maybe we just watched on Netflix directly. Maybe other live stream. They're gonna live stream it probably in some other links as well. My husband's right here. You're literally just chilling right next to me. He's in the chat though. He shows up in the chat here and there. Can you speak some Portuguese? I don't, but my husband can. Portuguese. Oh, he's not gonna talk now. Do you know UAE? Yes. United Arab Emirates. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything like I'm on top of the chat, so there are no questions right now. But yeah, basically, for new folks, the channel is about boxing. I'm a debuting professional boxer, meaning that I'm gonna have my first fight in the end of the June. I'm a solo artist, karaoke host slash more like a singer. I can sing, and I love doing that. And yeah, this channel is all about it, and I do a lot of live streams of different style live streams covering those fields. He's a security in the live chat. Bro, you're amazing. You're amazing. What kind of diet do UFC fighters do to lose weight? Well, I'm not sure. Like, that's the thing. There is no specific diet that works for this or that. There is the general nutritional protocols and requirements in the calorie deficit that helps you to lose weight. But for example, as an athlete and as a regular person too, you don't want to lose weight by losing your muscle mass, right? So that means you need to keep your protein high enough to cover your daily requirement and other nutrition. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing a lot of UFC has a protocol, and probably they have like nutritionists, but they also have like a water cutting protocol. And let me tell you, there is the relatively correct way how to do it. You know, there's certain percentage of your body weight that you shouldn't do more than that, and then it's like certain timing. Then you start from overhydrating, and then you cut down. So there are certain ways how to do it to kind of recover that weight more faster. Also, a lot of water cut. It doesn't come from fat. It actually happens from the muscle. And well, that's the thing. Not all those fighters do that. Everyone doing their individual style. The post-Soviet country, or like Russia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, like those countries, some of the fighters unfortunately have this like old school habits. One of the reasons is Merab. I think Merab Dvalishvili is a good example. He's my fellow like countryman from Georgia, I mean. And according to some information I saw, the only ones he did the water cut was the recommendation from UFC. The other way, he did it in his way. And you could see the difference on the weigh-ins, how exhausted he was. And well, the water cuts generally, especially the wrong ones, higher risks of the injury. Your brain membrane becomes thinner. You're not in optimal health actually to perform on the or fight in your 100% potential, because what you need to do, you shouldn't be tired and exhausted. You should be 100% recovered and ready to fight, right? Hamzat is a good example. Hamzat's weight cut, I think what they do, they just do it with water. They have probably some very strict, very difficult diet, and yeah, it creates the deficit, but they also do a lot of water cut at the time, and they started quite early. I've met boxers, I met some of the athletes like in wrestling, boxing, MMA in Georgia that have been doing that, like sweating out the water basically like 2 months before, because they don't even know about how calories work. They just ruin their bodies. So that was a little bit rounded answer, but it's very difficult to say how UFC fighters or MMA fighters generally cut the weight. Some of them do it correctly, some of them definitely not. Hello, hello. Bocamoso. It really sounds like an African name. Welcome. Is it your natural hair color? No, it's not. It's freshly done, so it's. But my hair color is. It's like a light brown or dark blonde somewhere there. It's like a Slavic women have commonly that type of hair, and well, I inherited from my mom. So it's very, very. It's not black because if I had the black hair, I would have to bleach it and then dye it ginger. But with my hair, I just apply the color, and another reason why it looks very natural because my hair is not damaged. You have to spar more and hit that back hard with precision. The question is, you cannot possibly know how much I do what, and no disrespect, or like I'm not saying it in a mean way. I do exactly enough work and exactly the way it needs to be for the preparation, not for the ego or damage. And yeah, I agree. Heavy bag, you work with precision, but also we do different type of drills on the heavy bag. And one of the biggest things on heavy bag is good intervals, combination work, and making it really polishing it up, and also working on endurance. But there's also the other thing that we do, and my team is quite good. Like I really like with people that I'm working with currently. You explain a lot of things, but you're not saying why are you so beautiful. Probably a little bit of my parents. Thanks to them. Got a great husband who is chilling next to me and just makes me happy. Just for the record, he looks great too because I make him happy as well. So yeah. Hello, hello. Gear out future. I already have a husband, and he's Norwegian and blonde, so we're most likely gonna have blonde kids. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. When I mentioned Mirab and I said he's like a fellow countryman, he's from the same country. My mom is, however, originally from Crimea. She's like half Russian, half Ukrainian. So that's where I get my looks from. It's time to meet you out, my friend. God bless. Thank you, Alfie. God bless to you as well. I already said where I'm from. I'm from Georgia. Do you earn more money live streaming than from your regular job? No, actually. I have few long-term personal clients that I've been working and guiding online from United States, and together I make more than I make currently on YouTube. However, I make more on YouTube than per one client, if that makes sense. So it's a good additional income, and in Southeast Asia, that's like, it's so affordable here. Even if you make extra couple hundred to like 400 euros or United States dollar, approximately in that range, it's your rent pretty much. I also host karaoke here, so it's my little local side hustle, and that's pretty much what I've done. I have one commission almost done, that I'm gonna send out, and I'm gonna get paid the rest of the money for that. It's about painting, and I have another commission lined up. But that's it so far. So as you can see, and I'm gonna get paid for my fight, even though at this point it's gonna be we're probably gonna spend more for all the like license and well, medical checks already that we did and that kind of stuff. But still, professional boxing means that you get paid. So it's better than nothing. I'm 26 years old. Hi from Liverpool. Hi, Michael. Have you sparred with an opponent? The one? No, I haven't. She's from different gym. She trains in different gym in the same city, but we're gonna go to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh, and that's where event's gonna happen. And well, I know approximately what there's gonna be, but there are a lot of things gonna show because I don't know what she's training for. She had her loss in MMA. That was her last fight, and she maybe and it was like she got a lot of punches and then essentially knee to her head, and that was how the fight finished. So it wasn't obviously I can imagine it wasn't nice. So she's probably recouping, and well, they're probably gonna focus on certain things, just general training, conditioning, and that kind of stuff. But it really depends on psychology too, whether she tries to get that center, because I'm gonna try to get center. Like one of the key parts of the plan is for me to take that center and do pressing. Whether I go with a defense or cutting angles, doesn't matter. I'm gonna be the one who presses more. But also, she's a little bit taller and she has a little bit longer reach. So for me, that's kind of the position to get in. But it depends on her too, what she's gonna try to do. She's gonna try to get in the counter and like just as a second number, that works for me quite well. So, there are things like we'll find out right in the fight. But I'm training for all those different scenarios already just to physically be prepared. Okay. Keep scrolling up. Very feel. Very feel. I'm so feel. Definitely, I'm so feel about my first fight. I feel that to make a lot of money on YouTube, you have to get sponsorship. That's correct. That's true. So far, it's just the online shop or website that we have attached to the YouTube, whereas there's some art prints. There are not many products, are gradually adding up, and I didn't have time to create more stuff, but I'm definitely gonna do more of it. And there is a t-shirts of Marcus Aurelius, and there's just YouTube revenue. And again, it depends how you look at it. It is a money. It goes to my bank account every month, and it's a great addition to our total income. And if we calculate everything that we make, especially for Southeast Asia, that's quite a good money. That gives us the ability to kind of coast, focus on training, especially for me, and just, long-term create something even better. We'll be back in next live. Nayan, feel free. And thank you for moderating. The preparation is the key. That's correct. Morning. First time in what may I ask? What's the topic? Well, just giving an update for last week. I'm a debuting professional boxer. I'm an artist. I host karaoke and sing. And I live stream those things commonly, and also basically live stream. Live streaming and short form content is predominantly what I do. So yeah, right now it's just a generic Q&A live stream. How long is my hair? It's pretty long. It's not, I want it to be longer. I like long hair, so I'm gonna keep growing. But yeah, that's my hair. What do you think about some people saying moving Ronda was moving like Tyson? I haven't seen anything looking like Tyson. I've seen some of her older. Actually, babe, Can you borrow me a phone? Just 1 second. Just for 1 second. Ah, you're looking at the live. Okay, just 1 second. I want to check something. Let's see. Rhonda. Okay, I'm just watching her pad work from the... Well, it's definitely better than it used to be. But again, they're doing like American style, a little bit of like Mayweather style pad work, where it's like she doesn't have to reach much. The person who holds the pads is working on her, and her body movement is, because in peekaboo it's not actually that much of the head movement. It's your core working. Yeah, the only problem in the slow motion I see, she doesn't have it. She doesn't. Her posterior leg goes up in the air. So when she actually lands that, I think it was right punch, her leg is up, and that's not a good positioning. That's not stable. That means she's going too fast for. She's going too fast for her. The pace is too high for her. So she would ideally, it would be better on the regular training to slow down and have those legs stable and attached to the ground. But again, a little improvement. In MMA, she just needs to be, I would say she rather needs to be able to parry properly. And what I see in good, that works well, yeah, that it was better than this. You gotta say, like she worked, that definitely there is an improvement. But yeah, not majority. Like you really need to train boxing specifically for a long time, like Tapurias did, for example, to really integrate it in MMA. I think Muay Thai style striking works really well, especially if you add some of the defense and some of the blocks and parrying, and even holding, like just having those hands to block their range. I think that works better, like really moving that much. You can, like, if you move like this, again, in boxing it works, but what if that leg kick comes your way? So we'll see if she's gonna be that's not only performative, but she actually changed her style, striking style, in her sparring. Cannot even speak their own language correctly. I don't know who are you talking about? First time running into a smart ginger. Thank you, Master Kenobi. I'm not even natural ginger, so you judge. Do you think redhead people are being erased by Disney? I mean, is Merida a ginger? She's a ginger princess, but she's Disney? I think it is. She is. I haven't put you in a timeout. I don't know what was that.
Another method 6368.
But then, yeah, Nayan.
I think he's banning a few people for little to no reason.
Okay, then I just take away this moderator's thing. Oh. I haven't put you on timeouts. Okay. Well, we tried. It didn't work, so yeah. Let's just move on. You look like a Becky Lynch. Thanks. I'm 20 years old, 175 and 75 kgs. Is this possible? Yes, you can grow muscle. Everyone can grow muscle, but it's a long process. So you need to focus on the hypertrophy training if you really want to grow muscle. If you want to also get stronger, you need to combine some of it with the strength work. And well, if you also want to learn how to fight or gain skill, then you also need to do some of the martial arts. So it really depends, because sometimes people think that, oh, how they grow muscle, but that's not really what they want to do. Meaning they don't want to just have an aesthetically bigger, like muscly look. They actually want to be stronger and more agile, better at certain skills. So identify your goals correctly. Good night from Indonesia. Hello, hello. As a beginner, what do you suggest, MMA or boxing? Start from boxing. But if you want MMA, if you want to transit to MMA, then you gotta, I would recommend to start boxing for striking and build up from there, and then start wrestling together with BJJ, I would say. That's kind of like two fundamentals. Yes, you need kicks, and you need like some elbows, and some like you need more diverse striking. But I really would recommend to start from boxing, build that up first, and then you can kind of transit to kickboxing, for example, or Muay Thai, and yeah, you will be able to do all of it. So yeah. Okay, I don't see any questions, and no, I'm not gonna do a feed check right now. Especially, I do it sometimes when I'm like training, I guess, and I can just step couple steps backwards. But right now, it's just a conversational live stream. Good morning. Morning means you're probably from North or South America. Feel free to say where you're from, guys. How many tattoos? Well, this is the big one, you can see. Apart from that, I have total 5 tattoos, including big and smaller ones. I'm already in it, ma'am. I'm training kickboxing since I was 12. I'm 20. I fought a featherweight. I wanted to represent internationally. It's my goal. I'm from Nepal. Okay, cool. Well, then you don't have a problem. You just need a little. You already have a good athletic base. Just you need a little bit of gym time extra. You need some strength and hypertrophy training. General, but this also depends. If you want to go up in a weight class, is that a reason, or you just want aesthetics? I would not really worry much about aesthetics. I would suggest to be pragmatic about which weight class is the best for your body type, for your body, for parameters. Like featherweight, the featherweight 175 is a good. You have a good height. You're already taller, so yeah, you might go up in a lightweight, but then it means you're gonna face bigger opponents and stronger opponents too. So it's really you gotta do it correctly if you decide to do it. And from like I think for Asia, the good motivation generally is Joshua Wan. He's from Burma. Well, his parents obviously moved to United States, and that's how he got essentially opportunity to start MMA. But they were not like a reach or anything. They really had to work hard to get back, like get at it. And he started training MMA at 19, and 5 years later, he's the reigning flyweight champion in UFC. So everything is possible, but sometimes you gotta take some risks and change your environment, change the place of living, and pursue your dreams. Is that a dragon tattoo? Yeah, it's a dragon, a female warrior face, and katana. You know Italy. Yes, I do know Italy. I know enough geography. Who's my favorite boxer? That question always ends up in the rant because there is not a single one. There's so many. I would say few top: uh, Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao. Uh, I love Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins, but like also I'm thinking about the like ultimate ones that I like. Vasily Lomachenko, I would like, yeah, because I also use a lot of his style for my training, and I'm very inspired by his style. So him, and there's so many others like. Okay, again, hard to, really difficult for me to say. You have different era boxers. You have Ali, like Fraser, Foreman era heavyweights, and then you have Four King era, uh, Four Kings. Then you have, yeah, you have so many. You have like a 90s, late 80s, 90s era boxing. Uh, there's so many like styles. I don't have a favorite style anymore, so called. I just love the boxers who can, show different styles. And out of the modern ones, I think like Terence Crawford, I just love him for his IQ more than the style specifically. Roberto Duran, yes. Duran, Hagler, Hearns, and Sugar Ray. You ever want to do a real boxing match? I'm gonna do a real boxing match in the end of the June. I really don't know how old Greeks warriors know how to build a good physique at their time. Well, the question is, you have some Greek sculptures, and some of those shapes were exaggerated to make worship gods and make them look superior. Also, emperors and the people of the high ranks were made. It was very political, and we know that Olympians and we know that Spartans, for example, they were not jacked. They were rather, they had a good, quite high protein diet, and that was like non-negotiable, and they were like quite, like they had all essentials. Not maybe by the modern standards in that sense that, oh, like that's how many protein, like maybe they were probably lacking some of it. But again, it was better than just an average, maybe worse periods of the human history, like a medieval period or something like that. So they were quite, they had enough nutrition, and they've been training. So their physiques were probably more like rather MMA fighters or like soldiers, but not, well, soldiers very often are also on the steroids because, well, they have to be tough. They have to be able to deal with a huge stress. But yeah, it was more representing that than that classic, the physique that we see in the sculptures. It's very interesting to think about those things. Are you going to get more tattoos? No. California? No. It's Vietnam, Nha Trang. It's hard for me to cut weight because my frame is so compact and dense. I always have to be in a strict diet. Nowadays, it's so tough for me because my body muscles increase. Well, that's the solid reason to go up in the weight class. Then, yeah, you probably just need to stack up Do you want to say anything, babe, about it? Okay, no. Yeah, Chris usually has good advices, but he's working now. Uh, but yeah, ideally you can focus on some of the hypertrophy training with mixed with the strength training. Hypertrophy is you need to get to the muscle failure. You usually do like 4 sets. It's the rest times are a little bit shorter comparing to the strength training, and the repetitions are anything above 5, but I would let's pick like from 8 till like 12, maybe 15 even. The main thing is to get to the muscle failure, and you don't do it every day. You really do it. Some of the bodybuilders, because they are like training a lot of hypertrophy because of their sport. I forgot the bodybuilder name, but he was that's one of the old school famous ones. Very short, blonde guy with a tattoo on the face. He was saying he would train his legs not twice a week or once a week, once in the 2 weeks. He would crush them, and then he would let it recover fully. So with hypertrophy, you actually need to do it that way. You just can train and let it recover, and with the strengths, you can have slightly different system, meaning less than 5 repetitions, longer periods of rest, and you don't increase reps, you increase the weight once you get stronger. And no failure, no muscle failure. What about Muhammad Ali? I mentioned Ali era, but yeah, no, Ali is like generic. When you have like a Sugar Ray Robinson, and then you have Ali, who was he was definitely inspired by Sugar Ray Robinson. Those are like icons and the pillars of the boxing. You know what I mean? And I think Tyson is the pillar, and many other boxers of the era, their rivals or the ones that were active, who were shaping the boxing and basically evolving it. So when I don't mention Ali, I don't mean that like I don't respect. Like Ali is just Ali. You know what can you say about that? Cesar Chavez, yes. Well, yeah, they're like Mexican boxers is like another the whole category. One thing I actually learned about that boxer from the channel earlier on, a few months ago. Salvador Sanchez, watched his fight, died, passed away young in the car crash, and what a waste. But the guy could be one of the greatest too. And yeah, you have. Then you have the schools of boxing and styles and different representatives of those styles, and boxing is a very exciting sport, and it's very hard to know everyone. You might think that, oh, I know a lot of boxers, but again, I always find someone that I don't know, I haven't known. I just always try to do some checkups and just learn more about it. No heavyweight boxer moved like Tyson. Yeah, I don't think. Well, you had the Jose Torres and Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson is personally, as the persona, as the personality, probably one of the favorite boxers too. He's such a gentleman. And Jose Torres was like a Renaissance man, was very talented at writing and other things. And I think that's what he continued later. Both were Castamaro students. And yeah, Tyson was like a final product. He was built for Peekaboo style, for Castamaro style. But Floyd Patterson was quite a quite a prodigy, you could call him. He was from that era, for example, where he would box bigger heavyweights, like a bigger, and even Tyson comparing to him was bigger. Like he was smaller, just physically and weight-wise smaller heavyweight. And he didn't have strongest chin, but he would always get back up, and yeah, that was definitely one of the great both. And Tyson was like a final product. Good luck. I hope you win. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll do my best. Would you ever try kickboxing or MMA? I tried it for fun. It's not like I know how to do kicks. I know how to do spinning back kick. I haven't practiced for a long time, but I know the technique of it. I low kicks are quite. I love them. I just don't do them because I don't want to injure anything. For nothing because I have a boxing match coming up, so that kind of makes sense. But I did go to do karate. The karate is from Okinawa originally. Before boxing, this is where I got, and we would do a lot of more like a kickboxing style training and even MMA style training there. And then even after retired boxing, during pandemic period, I would meet my friends and we would just us like wrestlers and MMA and boxing and like different styles, and we would kind of share. We would teach each other things. And guys who would teach me a lot of stuff like wrestling. This is where first time I tried some freestyle. I think it was freestyle wrestling if I'm correct. We would do like a light kickboxing sparring, so I'm kind of familiar to it, not no, just not on the professional level. I'm doing well, thank you very much. How are you doing? Hi, Starborn, good to see you, familiar name. Just wanted to show up and support and love. Thank you very much. Thoughts on AB Adrian Broner? Actually, that name doesn't really call anything in my head, so please clarify who you mean. How many times per week do you train and spar? It really depends. A training now it's a daily, everyday training except Sunday. Sunday is a full rest day. But it really depends on the style of training. I have 2 times per week, I have individual assault bike endurance training where I do like a 20 seconds regular, then I go like 10 seconds burnout, and those are killers. I do 3 minutes like that, then I rest 1 minute in between, and I do 4 rounds. Guess what? I have to fight 4 rounds, but 2 minutes because I'm a woman, so women do 2 rounds, even in professional boxing. This is just specifically for both cardiovascular and muscular endurance, and it quite well replicates that uncomfortable exhaustion feeling that you would get if you would burn out in the boxing ring, which you don't want to get there. You want to be in control, but you want that stamina to have, and you want to be able to, even if it gets to that point that you're gonna grow and you meet tougher opponents, and let's say at some point it's not about pacing anymore, you're not that much in control, it's just transactional. You need to be able to be uncomfortable. So stamina, both muscular and cardiovascular training 2 times per week. We also have all of our common like class days when we train together. It's 2 times per week, but it can be more. Like we already agreed to do some more training. Today we had school of boxing, a lot of footwork and some heavy bag works, like with specific tasks, for example. That helps to polish technique, combinations, establish certain combinations. Even in the end, we did certain work, like I helped my teammate Danya with the foam stick. I would just throw a right hook or overhead type of punch just for him to like adapt to, because his opponent, we already studied him. That's what kind of he's the most dangerous and the best punch. Every boxer has their like best punch or something like that, so he obviously has that one. And we also did some work for me, so he would work as the second number and I would get in with me. What happens sometimes, I'm so used to bouncing and moving like easy on my feet, but there is this, by maintaining that boxing position, what happens, my glute and my side hip get stiffened up, and at times what happens, it actually stops you from really efficiently cutting the distance. So footwork, like Tyson would do a lot of times, is more efficient if you really want to get in the middle or even close distance and like apply those punches. So we worked on that. So when I'm in that range, just boom, 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 go like cross foot and efficiently cut the distance and land those punches. So we do a lot of that kind of work, and yeah, that's pretty much how it goes now. I'm not from Ukraine, but my mom is half Russian, half Ukraine, so I have some Ukrainian roots as well. You have any friends? Of course I have. But I have few friends, like few real close friends. Uh, and my husband is one of my best friends ever. In their primes, would you think would of Tyson or Ali win? Well, it's kind of even they never said anything against each other. Well, interestingly, Tyson always said that Ali would win. Ali would say not about. I don't remember if he said specifically about Tyson ever, but what Prime Ali said about Floyd Patterson, who was a predecessor of Tyson and student of Castro D'Amato and first like good peekaboo artist, that he believed that Floyd Patterson was the only person who would beat him. He believed that if they met. Like it's a very interesting statement, but not he would beat him, but he would have a chances to beat him. So he would give Ali, who was like a trash talker, and he was like saying that he is the best, and he's like, he would give that credit to Floyd Patterson. That's how much of respect he had to D'Amato, to peekaboo style, I think. So it's a difficult question. Who knows? I think if Prime Tyson landed that punch, everyone would be a goner, and including Ali. But what people believe that Ali would be able to outbox him, like he did with Sonny Liston, like he did with a Foreman, also very dangerous punchers. But again, Tyson was also very, very fast. I believe Tyson would be, if the first few rounds, Tyson would be able to land his punches, the prime Tyson punches, he would knock out Ali. However, if Ali would find a way how to pretty much wear out Tyson and just survive those few rounds, then I think Ali would take that. Well, Lennox Lewis is a good example. He did that, even though Tyson wasn't at the prime at that point and he was not doing the best. But just stylistically speaking, yeah, it's just more about scenarios, how it would go. But you don't underestimate Tyson's power, and especially those first few rounds where peekaboo is the most efficient. It's quite energy consuming style, and I would say that's the biggest. Sergey Kovalev, yeah, was the beast. But definitely, there's so many beasts in the boxing. Okay. What do you think about Bruce Lee? For me, I think he's just a show guy. I mean, I think it's a culture, He built up culture. A lot of people started training and like that mental and physical resilience because of him. So you cannot take that away from him. But yeah, I don't believe that he was completely a showman. I think he definitely had some skills. He essentially decided not to go as the pure fighter's path, and he put that into the pop culture and art. It's kind of like never underestimate anyone. If you met Bruce Lee, you never know. He could kick anyone's ass, because never underestimate anyone. You're so sweet and delicate, like a princess. Thank you. I'm planning to move up in weight class, but the problem is guys in 155, they will be much more heavier in the fight night. And also I'm not in my physical prime, so coaches are not allowing to move up. Yeah, I understand. You would need, if you want to move up, you need to stock up that muscle, and you need at least 6 months of the period, and maybe that depends. Maybe that's not enough. So you need kind of time off to be able to do that. Yeah, other than that, it's quite difficult. So if your coaches tell you right now to be careful, well, you need to manage. I think you should listen to them, and if there is opportunity to have a longer, like a better break, where you can actually do basically build up more muscle. So you can also cut down or do some correct water cut, and then you stack up more weight on the fight, so you're not in the deficit comparing to your opponents. Super chatter. Isn't she amazing? Oh, thank you. Well, I usually forget about super chat. Some people do that, and some days it's good super chat days, but it's fine. The YouTube is the platform that we've been building up for quite some time, and it's more like a long term. It's not about. Uh, that's why I never ask about super chats. Just people gonna do it if they want to. Hello, hello. Is punching back important? Punching back, I would say, is one of the most important tools. If you are a fighter, let's say you have experience, you know how to spar, you've done all of it, and I know fighter like that who had done sparring. Now he is back into MMA on his second win streak. He has some wins before that, but then he had some losses because of some incorrect training, heavy water cuts. Well, anyways, he literally used back work for both endurance and technique polishing, mitts, and he always trains like he's fighting. He doesn't do sparring, except some light sparring, but he doesn't do heavy sparring at all. And one of the reasons he's almost 40 years old and he's sharp, his head is healthy, and he's doing all right. Have you heard about Alex Pereira? Even he started his career in kickboxing, now is UFC legend. Of course, Pereira is one of my favorite UFC fighters. And yeah, but also Pereira is he's a little bit of genetical mutant in a good way. The guy, do you remember the guy was a middleweight? You imagine how massive he was for a middleweight. Even for the light heavyweight. And now he's okay, maybe he's not the tallest or biggest heavyweight, but he's not on the smaller side either. Do you try the high guard in boxing? I started in kickboxing and I found that standard guard to be very useful in boxing. Yeah. I like, generally speaking, the guard manipulation. So it depends on the distance. On the longer distance, I like to stick out my jab. I'll do a lot of blinding stuff. So I don't just have hand. I don't like to keep hand like this. I rather keep it like this, and I can change direction that way, have that hand ready, so it's that's on a long distance. On the closer distance, all of a sudden it locks in and parrying, closing up, just moving under, and then on the closer distance you can press even more. You can press with one side. David Benavidez actually did it quite commonly in his last fight, and boom, just letting some heavy shots and setting up that way. So there's so many things you can do with your hands except punching. And I really, really love using guard. I'm not one of those boxers who just drops hands and does it that way. You got Ronda or Gina. Again, in this fight, it might be that they just do a decision. So they do the good performative fight. It's a very high likelihood, but I can't prove it, obviously. Other than that, it's also Ronda would never agree to a fight and all this hype and build up for losing. She probably, again, I like Gina a lot, so it might not be a thing that it's bought off, but again, the Ronda offered her, they're making a lot of money, and it might be that just Ronda gets her on the close distance, despite Gina being a better striker. So if she sticks to the same strategy as Holly Holm did and Amanda Nunes, she actually can very successfully parry her. But she's also haven't fought for 17 years. And again, if Ronda gets into that clinch, and we'll see that in the fight. If we see that she gets there too easy, there's gonna be some questions. But from the other hand, again, yeah, I don't have specific predictions because I don't really believe that that fight is completely um, like 100% how you say that, real. It's not like UFC fights where we know that they're just gonna go in and whoever wins wins. Ali, he said he wouldn't want to fight Tyson. He has quite humble. He was quite humble man. I think Ali would have prepped his face off with the jabs, then the right hand phantom punch. Well, again, with Tyson's guard and the shifts, it's not the easiest thing to do. So that's what I'm saying. And if Tyson lands that one shot, shot like power punchers, and I'm not talking about just power, like people who just have a power punch but they don't have technique. Tyson had all of it. So Tyson's punch is just a blackout. And I'm talking about Prime Tyson, who was knocking out everyone. Everyone. So the odds of landing at least one punch like that, comparing to Ali dodging all of those punches, is obviously on the side of Tyson at least would land one in the round. You know what I mean? Or in a few rounds at least. I'm just saying, as a boxer, like I've sparred with some heavier people and even guys, and sometimes some of them don't know how to hold back. And I actually got one shot from a guy 15 kgs heavier than me, and I was like, boom, like technically I was like better, and I was winning, and I was not letting him land, and I would just go again work the way I do usually, but that one punch landed. So it's like, wow, just had to take a little break. So, are you fighting professional or amateur? I'm gonna fight professional in the end of June. That's gonna be my debut. How are you, Red? Cat, hi, welcome back. Hope you and your husband are doing well and are blessed. Thank you very much. No, we're doing well. I have a little flu, but other than that, I'm fine. What's the topic? We're talking about boxing, but that's my channel. Boxing, art, a little bit of music and entertainment, and my diaries. And today is just a talking live stream. Defense is the first, though, right? Defense, if we put defense in the context of footwork, head movement, body movement, angle cutting, guard manipulation, I would say yes. Because offense is great, but I'm talking about like in the amateur level, or relatively beginning level, even the level I'm entering it, maybe offense is more important, even with the bad defense, because you just go, you just press, you just break, like whoever breaks the other person wins. But when it evolves, when the game evolves, that's the beauty of boxing. Defense is the foundation. Because what you do, you're not just going forward. You know how to, even by going forward, you have that certain defense set up that lets you basically play that back and forth by pushing forward. Or you might be opposite, a counter puncher, and you just kind of do opposite. You let them come in, make them believe they're in control, but in reality you just set the good counter punches for them. And yeah, it's all based on defense. Whether you go in offense or defense, doesn't matter. It has to be part of your general game. So defense is everything. Superwoman, thank you. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. Are you natural ginger? No, I'm not. You're talking about some genetical adaptation, but I'm not natural ginger. I'm a Caucasian with a Slavic root. So I'm both. I have some Caucasus Mountain genes, and I also have Slavic roots from my mother's side. I think those are quite strong genes when it comes to this specific sport. I'm pulling for Nate Diaz tonight. Yeah, Nate Diaz, Mike Perry is gonna be interesting because I don't think there is a heavy. I think they're gonna go as well as they can. They're gonna do their best. Good talk, you ma'am. Don't worry, I'll be Mini Pereira. I take it. Well, the best of luck to you. Do you like Tyson? Who doesn't? Uncle Mike. Christy Martin is the hardest female puncher in the history, in my opinion. I don't remember exactly what's her knockout ratio, and in women in general lower. But to me, I think maybe Ann Wolf, like that woman, could knock out another woman bigger than her with a single punch. Like her overheads were crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of agree to disagree, and like I don't want to even disagree on that necessarily, but I would probably pick Ann Wolf. Mayweather beat him recently. Mayweather is very tricky. This always about strengths. Well, when you put Mayweather and strengths necessarily, Mayweather is excellent boxer, but he's definitely exactly not pushing on the heavy. Like Canelo, if you mentioned Canelo, yes, Canelo is the hard puncher too. He's very technical, but he's also a very hard puncher. Both his jabs and crosses, they are really wrecking. And young Canelo couldn't do anything about older Mayweather than him. So Mayweather is not a boxer who pushes on the strengths. He has the perfect control, distance control. He has a great defense. And he makes you do the actions that he wants you to do. So basically he creates a trap for you. How are you? I always watch your videos, David says. Today's my birthday. Okay, I remember you, David. Happy birthday. And I know that you probably know that I have a husband. Someone must make an AI model to simulate Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali fight to stop the controversy. That wouldn't mean anything. AI is not that good as you think right now. We use a lot of AI for training, for the program. It's not that good. Tyson was a complete heavyweight boxer and had everything and was a genetical freak. Yes, Prime Tyson was, if not only Cass died too early, I think. I was like at the breaking point where Tyson was at his peak. He needed that guidance. I'm not saying that he would 100% shield him from, himself, his inner demons, and all this, all the luxury and all the seductions. But I believe that it would be a little bit different. I'm from Serbia. How are you? I'm doing well. Oh, Sveta. Well, fun fact, my grandma's name is Sveta. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Just sitting here, admiring your beauty. Thank you, Parker. What weight class you boxing in? This time it's gonna be super flyweight. We'll box at 52 kilograms. However, I want to go lower, so next time I'm probably gonna go lower, and because it's better perspective to start from the lowest class that you can make, and I can make 49 kgs, like it's minimal weight of straw weight. I don't remember exactly. And then you have like a 50 kgs and 52, like that kind of works a good. It's like a good ladder. Alex on YouTube says, like and subscribe, everyone. Help grow this channel. Well, thanks to Alex, he became a moderator today and he's doing a great job. And yeah, feel free. Good morning. Okay, I'll keep scrolling up. He's a master counter puncher, yes. But he's not just waiting for the counter. He learned how to make you get there. And that's a very great skill to learn how to get in control from the very beginning. That's a very, very good. That's kind of the goal for every boxer to get there. Hi, nice to meet you too. What do you think of the Soviet style? People looks like he's dancing, and one of the best easily beat Canelo. Uh, I think Soviet style is beautiful type of boxing. Like it's just beautiful to watch, and it's very effective. It's quite. It takes a lot of training to be able to sustain that pace on your feet without breaking that technique, the way the B-Wall does. He doesn't do anything sophisticated. He's majority of his like he doesn't do all the. I actually like American boxing in that sense more because there's like a lot of all distance manipulations. For B-Wall, he mostly does long to short, and sometimes he engages, so depending on the situation. But he just does it so beautifully, and he has so much endurance built up of the years of the training in that specific way that it's just you just cannot do it. You need to approach it in a different way, and again, finding that way is very difficult. So sometimes there's certain, like in the Soviet boxing style, the advantage is something that you just train more than everyone else, or like you train something that everyone else does not that as much as you do. And that's one of the reasons it looks like dancing, because it's like who is a better dancer, who trains that movement to be able to bounce and execute those movements better than someone who does it less, right? So of course you're gonna see the visual difference too. How are you feeling now? I'm a little bit better. I still have a flu, but I'll be fine. Hello, hello. People has a great pendulum step and great combinations. Slight counter, I agree completely. My shoulder muscle. Yeah, I'm actually. It's funny because when I just sit like this, it doesn't seem like that. But when I, my back really grown quite wild. Tyson could knock you out and bite your ear. You're Aussie? No, I'm Georgian. I love that people think that I'm from whatever, but yeah, they never think that I'm from Georgia. How much power do I have in my hands? I think I punch quite hard for my weight class, but we'll find it out. Because I'm working with guys that are bigger than me, and all of them are guys. For them, my punches are not exactly much. The good sign is, what I noticed is, usually guys always work with you gentle, or especially the experienced ones, right? And even if you're in the camp with them, a coach also always reminds them to work lighter with you. What happens very commonly when we start doing technical work, and obviously they start like reasonable, but I have I rely on the guard manipulation, footwork. I do some unorthodox stuff. I try to blind them. I like changing angles, and I genuinely sometimes catch them, and that's completely not fine. Everyone gets like that. That's the point of boxing. But what they start doing, that they start speeding up and they start going like really like, and then obviously they start kicking my ass a little bit, but then I realize, okay, if I was not good enough, they wouldn't have to do it, or they would not think that they need to do it. So that's a little, that little thing I noticed, and with different boxers, a little bit more experience, a little bit less experience. They always, in the beginning, they don't have intention to hurt you, but then they're like kind of get into the taste, and that doesn't happen if you're not technical yourself, and if you don't show that you know what you're doing. That's what I mean. So I think I punch well, I think I move well, and it's all about taking those skills, lock in the right mentality, and just get there and do it. What's your natural weight and height? Right now, I'm 55 kilograms, and I am 160 centimeters. I'm quite shorty. No one talks about his bites. Well, fun fact, maybe you know it better. There was one company or one person, something. The thing is, when that Holyfield fight happened, and chocolate factory, they made the chocolate ear, and you could bite it off. That thing, I think they made so much money. Not that I think it went viral and it made so much money within the week. Yeah, Mayweather is like, again, like it or dislike him as a person, as the boxer, he's definitely a school book, or you gotta always study, always can learn and study from him. What kind of strength training do you do? Well, I try to do some sprints and explosive stuff, but I also do more like calisthenics, like pull-ups, landmine press. Like pull-ups, you can watch one of my shorts. Like I do like a full pull-ups. I did like 6 this time. I think I can get up to 10, and I'm trying to grow that. So I really do strength stimulus training. Strength is not too much volume, too much repetitions. That's not how you. Just because you hold weight and you jerk it off and do something with it, that doesn't mean that you build strengths. Strength is a skill. It's a certain neural pattern, a connection with your body. It has to be built up, and there is certain ways how to do it. You can research it yourself, but usually the main thing is less than 5 repetitions. Anything that is less than 5 repetitions, then you have longer rest periods in between, and you're not trying to achieve muscle failure. And very often you don't even do, yeah, sometimes you have 1 rep max training and you try to get your 100%, but usually you try to train 60-70% stimulus, and then how you add up weight within those 5 repetitions. You don't add up reps, you add up 5. So that's why gym is important, and there's specific training exercises that as a boxer, or if you're a sprinter or whatever, it works better for that specific sport. I do have also an Instagram channel about boxing. It's just my profile. You can check it from my YouTube bio description. My Instagram started growing gradually. I do some footwork, but it's not like I upload some shorts, but nothing that I don't upload here. So I usually upload shorts on all of my platforms. Hey, Peter. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, I'm a little bit behind on chat, but here we are. I'm on top now. Hi Chris, I'm at work, gotta run. Needs to make a call. Okay, yeah, no worries. Someone says, I feel sorry for you. A guy who streams away was sleeping and he got to get people watching him. That's the thing. We're fine with that because my audience is more like a specific niche and quality focused, and I'd rather do that and do it slower than just sleeping. Is not that bad actually. Maybe I should try just. I sleep quite a lot. Trust me, guys. Those kind of live streams would last. Especially lately, I sleep 9-10 hours. And well, I can later talk about the importance of the sleep, especially for the athlete. But yeah, it's not the worst thing to do in the live stream. But I think I'm fine the way it goes right now. I also had the numbers better, like some periods it could go 300 people watching at the time, and that was few thousand. Not few thousand, like tens and 20 and sometimes 40, 50,000 people watching. So it's always different depending on the consistency. Okay. Good evening. Is your hair color natural? No, it's not. I have light brown or dark blonde. My husband thinks that it's brown, but It is brown, but it's like, again, it's neither there nor here, and it's very adaptable color. And I just dye it. Like, I don't bleach my hair, nothing. I just put the dye on my hair, and it just becomes the way it is. Interesting. I try the opposite. Take some 70% of the max and do as many repetitions as possible to build what I call cardio strength. Can go up to 50 reps until muscle burnout. But again, that's actually, again, it's not like it doesn't do anything, but you should do your own research. Just compare those two methods, ask AI, ask, like, search in Google, and just task wise you'll see. Unless you do CrossFit, or unless you do army training, that type of work really generates more of the fatigue, muscle fatigue. And it's not even burnout in the hypertrophy sense, because it just goes to beyond that range. So it's just generates a fatigue. But when it comes to repetition for boxing, it's important, obviously, and that's why you need to do repetitive explosions. But again, it's still better to do, you take small weights, punches, that's one way, then you do it on heavy bag. You can always have extra weights if you want to, some people do that. So if you want to translate a new pattern, you can just do that specific pattern straight away. But if you do strengths as a strength training, well, guess what? Your strengths get built up. And then all you have to do is to convert that strength into a power with the technique, with that type of endurance, muscular endurance work, let's call it that way. And all of a sudden, it's just like you realize that when you do one punchers and do it with a perfect technique, you're just stronger because, well, you build that strength up. So you kind of build that strength up separately, partially, and then you kind of have to convert it. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. Originally, but currently in Vietnam, living in Vietnam, Nha Trang. Do the burpees. When I have to. Not my favorite ones, but I don't think anyone loves burpees. But yeah, when I used to do more CrossFit, I've done it. And again, right now more for endurance training, we do very much, especially because it's the months of the training camp technically for the fight. It's a lot of boxing specific stuff and endurance including as well. Gina Ronda. I want Gina win, but again, as I said, might be just, I don't want to call it staged, but it might be a certain agreement there. You would kill it on the sleeping stream. You would be surprised. Oh my god, it's so funny. Like, just to prove that I actually can, I sleep quite long. Maybe that's sleeping stream with Diana. I'll think about it. Okay. How important is for a boxer to know shadow boxing? I think it's very important. But again, however, it's shadow boxing it has its purposes. It can be a warm-up and it can be an exercise, like literally. It helps you to work within the dimension, visualize. It basically, yeah, helps you to, you can work on the combinations, like with the heavy bag too. Like, you can use heavy bag for the similar purposes. You can not only just throw hands, but actually visualize the combination, work on certain things. Same you do with the shadow boxing. Also for beginner level shadow boxing, like when you do a mirror work, not even shadow boxing, but more like a mirror work, that is important for building up the correct technique. But then at a certain level, when you become more experienced, you are already at the level that you spar, you're doing well, shadow boxing is not something that, like, again, you might be good on pads, you might look good on bag, you might look good shadow boxing, but you might not be good at sparring/fight. You know what I mean? So I usually don't try to waste much energy on the shadow boxing, because especially in the beginning we do that, unless we have specific training where we need to do it in like endurance. Um, but I usually just try to feel my body in the right way, do certain combinations, feel the flow, feel my legs. So it's just get the sensation, the body sensations activated and ready. And then when we step to the next work, again, you're not too tired, you're not too cold, and your pattern, like your brain kind of gets the signal, okay, that's what I'm gonna do, and I need that sharpness. So this is how I look at the shadow boxing. That's why it's a very important part. But again, you do everything to prepare yourself to step on the ring and fight. That is where you need to perform, when you need to put the most energy and learn how to pace it out and to, be smart about it. So yeah, when I see people exhausting themselves on the shadow boxing and the rest of the training day, they're already too tired. That happens to beginners. That's not exactly how it should be. I'm from the Newcastle, UK. Oh, welcome to the stream. Do you also do mobility exercise? Yes, and I have quite a good mobility. I don't have any problem with my mobility pretty much. Do you hold any professional record in boxing? I'm gonna do my debut literally this June, in 1 month. 21st of June, in a local Vietnamese trigger promotion, which is under the Professional Boxing Federation of Vietnam, and it's like all official. It will be all uploaded in the box rec and the topology, I hope, I guess, but definitely going to be uploaded on the box rec. Especially if you talk in your sleep and sleepwalk. I don't think so. I think I just sleep. I sleep, have very nice deep sleep usually. Shadow boxing is a good workout and helps you work on the weak technique, but it's not close to sparring. You cannot fight from it alone. Yeah, that's the point. Same with the back. As I said, if you look good on shadow boxing, on back, on mids, it does not make you. That does not guarantee that you're gonna look good in the sparring, because what sometimes people don't realize, they need to take all of these things that they learned on those on that equipment and like using those tools, and they need to start integrating in their sparring. That's what I've been doing a lot. Like, I haven't just started sparring, I started integrating things. Like, I worked a lot on the shifts, and in the beginning my legs were burning and they felt slow, but now it's just so natural. I just like shifting, and it just became a natural thing to me. Yeah, that's one thing I can do, and I can execute it. Then I started doing like some of the other combos, like for example, jab, deep, and then right, left. That really works quite well on when you want to cut the distance, get to the middle range, close guard, and then boom, boom. And that combo works. So I've been integrating those things, whether it's a combo or a certain sequence, and that's how my sparring would get better. Not the other. There's no other way. Well, Alex, Aiden Chris is also my husband. When Chris says something, again, it's, we are not against jokes, nothing. Like, again, there's disrespect is probably I don't know, something very, very bad said directly to the chat or to people, or someone just being mean to people or anything. But even when sometimes people ask me, oh, do you have OnlyFans? I respond, no, I don't. So those kind of things, let just people engage. There's no need to just focus on spamming. I think the biggest thing is, like, when people start spamming, you can time them out, at least on the beginning. yeah, Chris already said that start with a small time out and then longer one, then after that all will stake them out. He already mastered that. He knows how to do it. Did you have amateur bouts before? Yes, I had around 5 bouts, but I'm not even sure it was written because I had this IBA passport, and that's all I had. I didn't even know that the box record existed, or maybe back then it wasn't the way it is now. But the fact is, you can consider me that I don't have any amateur record, but technically I had those 5 fights, including one national champion. Well, there was so much, there barely any of us, so it's me and my friend basically fought, and I won that fight as a national Georgian in 2017 or 18, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had some experience in Dagestan. There was like a competition, and then I had open ring tournaments. Like those are unofficial fights, just for experience, and a lot of sparring in the just training sparrings, and a lot of times with the guys. So that's where I came. That's where my experience came in. But I don't even calculate that because I don't remember a lot of things, and I wasn't as good because I didn't have that, like the knowledge I have now, the understanding of it, the ethic of work, the maturity. And since last year, the way I started working around it is completely different. So, and I was I was showing that journey. I'm very excited about it. So now this first fight, you can consider it as my both like all-time debut. This is going to be professional boxing debut, and I'm very excited about it. Parker says, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tap that bell for all notifications. Thanks everyone, and have a great day. Thanks Parker, and have a great day too. Oh, no, it's not an art time, but can I get a quick look at the latest painting? Yeah, sure, why not? Let me just turn it around like this. There we go. That's the goat. Well, I need to add the lizards. There are 2 lizards, or 1 lizard, and pretty much it's done. And those are this is the Berserker, this is the First Blood Valkyrie, and this is a Paul Reed painting. This one I need to start rolling up, and I want to send it to Paul. It's already cured enough, shouldn't get damaged or anything like that. Okay. What do you do? I live stream right now and respond to the questions. But general, I do boxing, I do art, I sing, and I like to live stream all of those things here in the channel. The fights are uploaded on YouTube. No, it's, as I said, it's been 2015. I mean, internet was already there, but it was... In Georgia, we had like officially internet since 2009 or something, I think. Okay, hello. Haha, Georgia, Quaradonna. Yes, that's quite. Well, fun fact, Quaratelia was the classmate of one of my good friends. They literally went to prom, like same prom. That's how Georgia is a small country. Do you feel like boxing and sports help you to focus when doing arts? I'm an engineer, and sports make huge difference for focus. Well, it's a very good question. I would say it's vice versa. I think my art helped me to see the sports differently, and the preparational process differently. The way I build up the painting and the patterns and all these colors, and I have like stages of it, same goes for boxing, but more in the motion. So kind of worked opposite for me. But as a painting, it's more like, yeah, it probably helped with the focus and just taking it one step at a time. Or like with the painting, I think it's just a good offset for me. When it's too much of the training, too much of the sports, well, I always have my art, and I always can start a new painting or do another commission, and it just makes me feel very like both can get me in the flow state, but in the art, when I paint, it pretty much gets me in the flow state automatically. I don't need to put much effort into it. I just start painting, and very soon I get into the flow state. It's very good meditative state, and it generally, I think it's just good for mental health, and it's good. Like even warrior cultures and samurais or other warrior cultures would do that. That they would combine hard arts with soft arts, graceful arts, and it's just because that can put you into good balance. It's important to have a non-veg diet for muscle mass gain. Absolutely. Say whatever you want, but if you want to be vegetarian or, God forbid, vegan, then you need to be pretty much very you need a lot of supplements, B12, you need, and other supplements too. You need the specific, like probably a lot of protein, powdered protein is the supplement. And even there, if you're a vegetarian, again, you can do maybe eggs and do casein and some of the protein powders that technically work. It's fine, but again, it just makes it so much more difficult. Whether when you just eat right, you don't even need to eat all the meat. You can eat just chicken. Eat chicken breast, and all of a sudden, you're fine. So yeah, but generally, yeah. Well, like for me, I used to be vegetarian actually, or pescatarian. So I would eat fish and eggs, and it wasn't complete. But I would not also how much I need, what was my nutritional requirements, and that really affected my health back then. And now I'm so much better. And as I said, protein source. Our main protein source is chicken breast and fish here in Vietnam. We eat some red meat sometimes and some pork sometimes, but mostly it's chicken and the fish. That's the goat. Yes. You're experimenting away from your comfort in art. Looks great. Thank you very much, Adam. It's 2:34 a.m. in my country, midnight. Oh, okay. You gotta think about sleeping at some point. Boxing, artsing, OMG. Yeah, that's. I never get bored, as you can see. The last guy looks like a Neanderthal in the last paint. Well, have a little respect to Paul Reed. He's a great man. He's a Scottish MMA fighter. He's been like a great gatekeeper to quite some UFC fighters before getting into UFC, and he's known for starting his career late in his life. I think he was like 35, and then he finished his career with his last win when he was 50 years old. Hello. So talented artist, karaoke and queen. Thanks. Were you bullied growing up or felt vulnerable? I feel like a lot of people that get into combat sports do it because of that, including Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, GSP was talking about it. Yeah, quite a lot of people say that it was bullying. I was a little bit I was always talented, and in the beginning years I was introverted. Then past 4th grade, I don't know what happened. I wouldn't say interact with people, but I started like defending myself, defending others, and we would interact with other kids. So I kind of made some friends, and I was okay with everyone. So I never had bullies. I think when I was dancing, I had this crush on that one boy. We were like 10, 11 years old. And I remember there I was a little bit, I wouldn't say bullied, but maybe mocked a little bit by other girls. And there's like these cool girls, and that boy was cool, and I was having a crush. And then he broke my heart, my first heartbreak, 10 years old. That's the only episode I remember. I was like, I wouldn't say it was bullying. As I said, I felt that I was in the wrong place. Like I just didn't feel that I belong. And well, that feeling, trust me, sometimes that comes. I feel that I don't belong, but not in a negative way. Just because my lifestyle and the way I see the world and my perception, it just. I share it with you, and you can judge yourself how it is approximately. So, just the talks about fashion and gossiping doesn't really interest me that much. So yeah, there's some things I cannot relate, and I could not ever relate, except right now I'm just comfortable about it. But to say that I was bullied very much, I wouldn't say that, because someone try to bully me or do something, it was weird. Despite being very emotionally, um, I would say, vulnerable child, like soft, gentle child, I would fight back. Like there were moments I would like fight back. I would like so, yeah. Like I think without knowing it, I could protect my boundaries, and I wouldn't let everyone to walk on my head. But the reason I wanted to start martial arts is actually very closely related to just the desire being strong. As I said, I was a very gentle child. I had a lot of fears as a kid, like water, insects, this and that. And I'm also oldest sibling in my family. My parents are divorced, so it was not perfect back then. And I just had that urge to be strong and toughen up. And I just started toughening up myself, I think, in my old, like, childish ways. And then when I was a teenager, essentially, my parents just helped me to get into karate, and I moved to boxing, and this is how it started. It's really, before I did 8 years of dancing, or 6 to 8 years of Georgian dancing, and that was also good for discipline. I think I learned discipline there first time. But when I got introduced to martial arts and combat sports, this is where it started, like really getting stronger, getting more resilient. And right now I'm at the peak of my discipline, calmness under the stress, physical strength, and well, watch out for my debut on 21st of June in the professional boxing, and we'll see how tough I am. Okay. Nice necklace. Yes, this is Scandinavian. It's the Big Vizier compass, and it's like a Futhark, 24 Futhark runes, old Futhark runes. And those were used in the domestic and warfare, basically daily life of the Vikings. All over the Scandinavia. My husband is from Norway himself, so he's like a regional Viking, and yeah, I had the similar necklace that I lost, and I just bought another one recently, but I had it before I met my husband too, so. I'm 25 years old. 26, I turned 26 recently. I'm doing great with our host, doing a great live stream. Alex, thank you very much. And thanks for your help. Really appreciate it. Super nice chatting. See you next time. Alberto, have a good one. And thanks for the conversation. Who is typing on my behalf? Probably my husband. Chris, maybe he wrote something. Husband, bravo, good woman. Yeah, we need to bring back that. Like, I gotta take that chance and just say that I wouldn't be here today and debuting for my pro boxing fight and creating these pieces of art or any of, and being in South Asia if I didn't meet my husband. And I'm not talking about only the things that, a lot of things he took charge in, and like we created great unity, but just how important it is to have like a yin yang type of relationship, harmony, love, respect, friendship, partnership together. And yeah, if I have not meeting, if I have not met a strong man who also needed some healing, but very strong, very resilient man, I wouldn't be the way I am today. I was way more masculine and aggressive before without even realizing it, and because well, I also had to take care of my family. I was taking a lot of responsibilities on myself before. But then within my book, I got softer. I embraced my feminine side. I turned it into my strengths, including into some male-dominated activities like martial arts and boxing, and uh, but also without rejecting those skills that I acquired before. And yeah, I wouldn't be here without him. You're cool. Thanks, appreciate it. And yeah, keep going. How to move on for relationship? What do you mean move on from relationship? Meaning that you had relationship and it broke up, you broke up and you need to move on, or from friendship to relationship? Gotta clarify the question. You're married at the age of only 26. That's strange. Dude, let me ask you, are you from United States or maybe some Western Europe? Because I got married when I was 22. And it wasn't like I was intentionally wanting. I already had my little online training, like business, or at least the way I make money. So I was at least partially independent in many ways. It just, when you meet the right person, especially in today's economy, it's not like when people tell you that you can do everything yourself, especially when they tell it to women. That's a lie. It's you need a good partner. You need a partnership. So it's not only you're together well and you help each other and everything, but also financially you just makes everything, the burden gets easier. And that's another thing, like now I have time and opportunity to focus on things, and my husband is like a backbone of everything I do. He's like, it's not like I just do it and he just lets me do it because so like I love it. Yeah, I love it and he loves that too, but we work together. Everything we build, we do it together, and it's, the gradually the legacy that we're building together. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't be the way I am without him, and there is nothing wrong with that, because I definitely turned into the best version of myself in those 4 years now. You should do an real life streaming when you are training. I do it. I haven't done it in a while because just again, sometimes now I'm focused so much on the preparation. I can't live stream all the trainings, but last week I've done it, and I'll do more of it, especially heavy back training. I don't live stream my sparrings anymore for the reason because well, I don't have to have all the materials in that I'm training. I want to keep it private until the fight happens. But I usually live stream my sparrings too. Say hi to husband. You two are most amazing people. Well, he was actually right there. As Chris Aiden is my husband. Usually he engages from like sometimes we just he's like a back voice, and he's hilarious and awesome. Right now he's been working and resting, and he shows up in the chat as a moderator here and there. What is the important thing in your life? Important thing in my life is my husband, family. That's even though we don't have kids yet, but to me he's a family. And that way my old family, meaning my parents and my mom and my dad, my sisters, became even more important and more valuable to me as people, not just as a family. You know, you love your family, you know, unless it's too bad of a family. But uh, yeah, just it started again with our relationship. A lot of other things started, which is just the love and respect and appreciation to just to things that are given to me. And I would say after that, legacy is very important because you will be gone, and then what? If you haven't lived your life the way that you can affect it for the better, and you can improve some other people's lives, and you can pass it, you can have children, and you grow them into, you raise them into decent human beings, and just gets passed on. Isn't the way to make life better? Also, the way I do the YouTube channel and, you know, boxing, that's also one of the ways for me to say that, well, everything is possible. It's just you gotta work for some things, you gotta change your perception about some things. But I believe that everyone is born with potential, and you know, inspire. If someone's day is getting better, or someone gets a little bit motivated to start making some changes in their life through my channel, and that have been a case in multiple times, then I'm doing something right. Hi Vietnam, I am in Vietnam. Xin chào. Oh, that's nice. With you being more masculine before, did you and your husband have any issues with your energies? Any advice on taming a strong woman temperament? Shout out to Chris. That's an excellent question. Okay, where do I start? Well, I think when you see a woman who is very strong temper. I wouldn't say I ever been for conflicts. It's not like I was all into the drama. That's wasn't the case from the beginning. And I think a lot of strong qualities. My husband literally told me, and he said it many times in the lives, that he chose me very pragmatically in many ways. Obviously, we matched with, you know, attraction, all that kind of stuff. But out of the other people, like, his story was quite incredible. He crashed from the wingsuit. They found the cancer. That was his breaking point in the life. He was in a coma, survived all of it, came to Georgia, and with intention to find the right partner and start building things long term. So all the legacy and real stuff that we were talking about. And this is where we met, and he chose me because I'm older sibling in a dysfunctional family who is, you know, they're different people and they channel their trauma differently. But for me, I was taking care of things, and I was happy about it. Like, I was person who was, I was doing my stuff too. I knew that I'm the one who has to build up myself because no one would do that. But at the same time, I was very, like, helpful to everyone else in my family. And those traits can be taken advantage of, but again, he didn't have an intention of that. He just wanted a partner who has those qualities of the oldest sibling, or like mature person, because he is actually more, he had always been more reckless, and he's more like a middle child or younger. He's a oldest child, like he has a full sister and half brother, but never mind. He just more lived always the life of recklessness, and he would need someone who would balance him, right? So that was very smart from his side, and well, I had a huge respect when I met him from the first time we had, like, first date, like coffee date. Like, wow, that man, like, I respect that man. That was the first thing. But then we would talk a lot of things. We would disagree with a lot of things, and that also was cultural because I'm from Georgia. I learned English since 2020. Not that long I'm speaking English. I apparently have no idea about the world, at least in what happens in the rest of the civil war. Like I'm fluent in Russian, so I know what's going on in Russia. I know that mentality. But when it comes to to me, Europe is just a better place, and US is a better place. That's it. And well, he's from Norway, so we had a lot of like perspective clash until we just got in line and we just realized like, okay, well, he taught me a lot of things, but then I'm like, okay, this is a common sense, this is not. And just generally, then when we just had a few fights probably in a few years, but every time it wouldn't be about the same thing. We found out very early on that we don't really like fighting, we just have some issues and triggers, and we just started kind of taking off that shell from ourselves and softening up gradually, gradually trusting more each other. I think that is kind of the period when you have a wounded animal and you need gradually to like you need to make that animal trust you first before them showing their soft side, and that kind of happened for both of us. And as him as a strong man who took the lead, I think I, as the woman, also started to showing my soft side first, because he also told me directly that like the fighting and trying to push him wouldn't work. It's just like he always gonna push. That's his reflex. He always would push back more, and it just never would go well. And when I started thinking about it more, that's where again I stepped more into feminine healing energy. But when I started seeing how it works, and not only with my relationship, but I started using it with other people, I almost felt like that's that missing puzzle I had. You know, that's a great feeling when you realize that, yeah, I was tough. I passed this military test. I could, like, I was in did boxing. I took care of my family. Yes, I had survival skills, but I couldn't heal people. I would still inspire them and make them feel, but again, it was still different because I had a lot of healing to do myself. So I started embracing it more and practicing it in a daily life and within a relationship, because all I ever wanted is harmony in the relationship and in my life. And that's same for Chris. We're both coming from families where it wasn't exactly the thing, and we managed to build it up. So with me softening it up and making those steps, he would soft up. So it's like now it's just that's how we do. That we just affect each other. We're very sweet and gentle to each other, and it's just like a rolling ball. Anyway, sorry for ranting, but it's been quite long. But had to. It was very good question. Thank you very much. Atlanta, no, it's Georgia, the country. How many languages do you speak? I speak 3 languages fluently: Georgian, Russian, and English. Country in Europe, yes. Hello from Croatia. Hi, Croatia. Yeah, not to be confused with the state of Georgia. Oh, well, for MMA fans, people usually know that when I say Merab Dvalishvili, when I say Ilya and Alexander Topuria, then we have Levan Saginashvili, the arm wrestling guy, and Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, a football player. So this Georgia. Hi, Korea. Hi, Romania. Hello, hello. Hello from the Great Britannia, founders of the modern world. Who definitely influenced the whole modern world. You basically were one of the countries that built the America the way it is now. So gotta be proud of that. What advice would you give to a foreign marrying a Georgian woman? Joshua is asking, since you were talking about your marriage. LOL. Okay, well, it's a good question. I gotta say, I'm not a typical Georgian. I'm not typical Slavic either. And I don't mean to shit on women. I just think whichever part of the world you go, find a reasonable woman, like calmer one who doesn't like conflict, who doesn't need her energy, it doesn't need to get the energy from the conflict. You know what I mean? Uh, that's the first thing you need to look. But culturally, there is definitely certain advantages in the post-Soviet countries, I would say, partially, especially in Georgia. Georgia is like an Orthodox Christian country, and a lot of women, not everyone, but a lot of women are into a relationship and the family. Some of them are all about the marriage straight away, not even having any relationship before the marriage. Some women are more open, but again, open-minded for Georgia, not for the rest of the world. It's still quite a conservative uh, thinking, meaning that it's relationship, no situationships, nothing like that. They want a commitment. They're ready to commit themselves. They cook. They clean. They take care of you. They also work. A lot of Georgian women. Just like I had, like, help the family and even support my family. So a lot of women go with that. And if you find someone who also learned the English, learned the languages, studied and got the education, again, education not in the sense like it would be like some useless degrees. I'm talking about actual studying, because like for me, I learned the whole language back in 2020 in 3 months, like advanced vocabulary crash course with my own interesting methods. And then I accepted the job as the fitness trainer in the studio where expats, or pretty much only expats, will go. And that's the thing, I got the practice, and then I met my husband, and here I am. By that time, actually not then I met my husband. I moved online, so I created online work with my clients. So I became pretty much independent from any place, and then I met my husband, and that aligned perfectly because he wanted to take me to show me the world, and we've just been inseparable since then. But it really, like Georgian women, if you find someone like that who speaks English, they usually are goal oriented, because they probably come from the background where rather they see everyone else doing not well. Sometimes it's in the family. There's some also very good Georgian families, and the girls are, like, I know some very nice, educated, smart women with no traumas because their family is pretty much great, and you would love those kind of Georgian families. So yeah, they're like more conservative, more reasonable, I would think, in many ways. Some things are, I would say, maybe not everyone understands the Western culture in certain ways. Maybe they're things like a little like jealousy and temperament, like temper is a common thing. But again, you gotta look for a person who is more chill, I would say. If you want a peace, you need to look for someone who is more peaceful from the beginning. Anyways, I hope you responded to it. A strong woman can be too stubborn, but also be a great protector for people she cares for. Thanks for sharing your journey. Appreciate it, Adam. Well, fortunately, by that time, even though I maybe didn't fully embrace it yet, but I could understand that stubbornness is rather, in this situation, it's a weakness than a strength. And I was already at the level where I understood that, yes, sometimes ego hurts when someone teaches you or tries to teach you something, but it's actually like it can be a superior position when you actually can learn something from someone. So being able to get into the student state, and nothing wrong with learning like from your husband. Like, I want to be surrounded with excellent, growing, smart people, and well, that's the first thing you do. Like, your partner is the biggest and the most important investment in your life. That's his words, by the way. That's the first time he's the one who told me that. And yeah, that's how it is. And the amount of work and the amount of growth we went through together. Not like he taught me. He taught me a lot of stuff about the world. But here I am teaching him about boxing, and then here we are learning things together. And again, the amount of work we went through and the amount of growth is tremendous, and it's one of the probably beautiful things that we observe in the relationship. So yeah, relationships are complex, but I do believe that people need to be more cautious, not just follow their instincts on those basic level, like on instinctual level, but actually put the thought to it. And I really believe that yeah, we need to bring back the the institute of marriage and partnership, and maybe modernize it, but basically make it more mature. That people who are adults shouldn't make decisions in the way of just based on their feelings or anything like that. They need to learn how to filter those feelings, think with their brain, analyze things, develop common sense. And I don't know, I think that's the like I love to to be able to live the way we do. And both are quite pragmatic for quite some people. Just invented capitalism and lifted billions of the abject poverty, nothing much. Uh, yeah, the great colonization. Well, that's the thing. Those global changes, obviously, there were some victims. Obviously, there were on smaller scales, always, never perfect. But that's the history. That's the humanity. That's how it happened. And there are certain nations. Some of them are already far gone. Some of them are currently existing that just push that progress. And well, that's the thing. A lot of the colonization brought the modern life we have. The trade, the traveling, the culture exchange, the capitalism, the opportunities, the better life basically we all can have pretty much. So yeah, that's how it is. What makes you cry? Nothing particularly right now. Puppy noises. uh, okay, as to say, I was in my sensitive, basically having a period, and uh, lately I just being more sensitive. Not like again, like, I don't use that as an excuse to be like. I never argue. We don't fight. Like I don't become like bad or anything. But I become emotional just about little things like that. And there was this puppy in the gym. They rescued, and it was in a gate, and it was crying because it was like apparently scared. And I started crying in the middle of gym. Chris is like, "Oh, what's wrong? Why are you crying?" It's like it's puppy noises. So that's the last thing I cried about, I think. Yeah, everybody in Russia has to be in bed by law at 6 p.m. Well, good, I'm not in Russia, and I'm not from Russia. Georgia is not Russia. Would you like to try combat sports? I've done combat sports. I'm doing boxing literally for many years, and now since last year I've been training like on a high level to finally debut. I'm gonna do my debut on the 21st of June. Well, let's see what I know about Georgia. Wine, history, and deepest cave in the world. Deepest cave, yeah, it's in Abkhazia, Georgia. It's an occupied land by Russia right now, but yeah, that's correct. Wine, the 8,000 different breeds or sorts of grapes. First or second, probably after Armenia, Christian country in the world. Yeah, and then there are quite some other many interesting facts. This is a super good marriage advice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely welcome if that was helpful. Traditional woman god. Yeah, Chris is my husband. That's true. Have a great night. You too, Bobby. And Jan will be slapped. Okay. Piotr Jan needs to be slapped. If we look at the history through a modern lens, it looks bad, doesn't it? But I'm glad we have modern comforts. Yeah, again, it's all consequential, right? So it's way more complex than people. Yes, there's bad and good, but with the combination of that bad and good, we have the the results we have today. And gotta be honest, in pretty much not only in the Western countries, but a lot of countries in the Caucasus, pretty much everywhere, even if it's Russia or Kazakhstan, here in Vietnam, Southeast Asia, you actually have less countries that are not good for living than the ones that are, right? So pretty much in the biggest part of the world, you can live with a comfort, have all the comforts, have access to anything. You could not have it even 100 years ago. So yeah, that's the people sometimes don't realize. Oh, I would live in those different times. I would be like a king, or no, a medieval king lived worse than a common middle class person in quite a lot of countries. Okay, yeah, we don't kick out friends. Okay, enjoy Starborn. I have known fighter in the family though. My father cousin is the Daniel Gita, one of the best kickboxer in Romania. Check him out. Okay, well I actually heard the name. It's just like I haven't been following on kickboxing that much. So Daniel Gita. Okay, well say hi to him. Actually, in Georgia, wine was invented. 5,000 years old wine history. Yeah, that's correct. Well, at least what the archaeological findings say. Also, if you know Zezva and Mzia, I think they're first Europeans. Or so from that point, the emigration happened to the to the west, or like a northwest from the Georgian. So yeah, they were found in the Manisi. You can Google Zezva and Bzia. I don't want to say incorrectly. I think yeah, first oldest Europeans, and that's one of the reasons Georgians push heavily that yeah, we're a Caucasus region, but archaeologically speaking, and from those like findings, and if you compare the DNA of those skulls and the bones, it's basically just a European uh, ancestry. So, but it kind of makes sense because it's like the it started from Africa, right? The first anything that was close to human, Homo habilis, but I don't remember exactly how it's called. But it started moving from the Africa and all the way upwards. So, um, yeah, it's. Do you like spirituality? Yeah, to a certain extent, but within a logic and without contradicting the science. And I think we're getting to the point where it's you have quantum physics, and you have some of the just spiritual things that people would observe within the thousands of years and just put it into a context that they could understand before. But it kind of a lot of things gets aligned now more and more. Had a big workout, blood, sweat, no tears. Good for you. Yeah, well, like Chris, right? We have some guys who were like, we have just inner jokes. Do you train your neck? Yeah, I have to try train neck. I don't do like a separate training, but trust me, when I do my upper body training, like this part, and with the boxing, like my neck got quite thickened up. Nice protein load, glycogen for the recovery. Learned something new just now. I actually didn't know that. Oh, it's you mean about about my how you say it in English, prehistorical era, where it's like, yeah, it's, well, it's a very vague. It's the good thing that they can do that, like DNA tests, and they can really like see how old those things are, and based on that make analysis of the some approximate events. But yeah, it's such a vague period, and like if you think about it, it goes so way back in the days. My grandma's brother-in-law is George Foreman, or was George Foreman. Really? Oh, that's cool if it's true. Your inspiration, keep it up and keep inspiring us. Akash, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We always did the head rolls when I was in wrestling. In boxing, we don't do it that much somehow. I think in wrestling it's even more convenient, but yeah, in boxing you kind of get it from the sparring. Yeah. Some people train neck separately, but in my case, for my weight class, as I said, I have quite hardened muscle here. Like this is hard. So the story of the eras. Oh, okay. What do you think about Hamzat's last fight? Well, horrible weight cut. He probably didn't even pass the weight. He jumped off the scale so fast. It's like they just brushed it off. Probably pound over, but still. And yeah, Strickland was the kind of, I think it was stylistic difference. Like it was style against style kind of thing. So it's funny. Duplessis crushed Strickland. Hamzat completely just laid over and controlled Dricus. And now Sean, basically, who wrestles actually and who's used to getting up from those takedowns, and what happened after first round, Hamzat started getting tired due to, I think he trains to overexhaustion and his weight cut combined. I think his training protocol is not the best, and that's very common for Caucasian Russian fighters. Like not all of them do the right science-based training there, because their mentality is all about to go harder, as hard as you can. That's when it goes, but it's not how neural system and body works. So basically he didn't have any energy to do more of it, especially after that one right cross to, or like overhead cross to Hamzat. He tried to go to that takedown, didn't manage to, no energy. And since then, after that, they just went. Sean also got tired later, and with his shoulder injury, he could probably only keep going on jabs. So it was, yeah, it was both sides had some issues in this one. I agree that it was split decision, and yeah, I agree that Sean won. Despite Sean going as the second number, he landed more significant strikes, basically. But yeah, it wasn't like I would probably not even argue much if they did a draw. But I don't disagree with the decision of Sean having the little split decision edge. Are there good MMA or combat sport training gyms in Tbilisi that you would recommend? I know you are living in Vietnam, but maybe you will know. Oh yeah, absolutely. There are quite few actually. My friends have Steel Riders MMA. They used to be in Champions Academy, but that whole MMA team went on, like opened their separate gym. These are like a real, genuinely an MMA guys, and they speak English. At least the head coach and the main guy. So I would recommend those. There are more like a bigger, fancier gyms. There's Champions Academy that I mentioned. The fourth floor of their gym is they have octagon. They have mats. It's fully on MMA gym, and they also have fitness floor. They also have like a CrossFit first floor, like in weightlifting slash powerlifting, where you can drop weights. And the second floor, if I remember, was like with the grass, so also some functional training, a lot of speed and agility type of classes, and a very good gym. Expensive, but good one. Then we have gymnasia. Also, that's actually the studio. That's the lady whose studio I was working in after I learned English and stuff. It used to was called Kinesis before, but right before I left, they some millionaire basically bought her business, and she became a CEO or something, and they made the whole thing a very probably the biggest facility in Tbilisi, and they have MMA, BJJ, boxing. It's like so much. Definitely worth to check as well. And other than that, there are other places too. There are maybe some smaller, less known places for MMA, but there are some gyms. So if you're ever in Georgia, or if you're planning to go, I would just recommend to find Tbilisi Expat Group. You can just type it out exactly that way, and just write it down there. Make a post, and people will help you. You do neck crunches? No. Well, spine is very important, and you gotta be a little bit careful with spine. In wrestling, you need that flexibility and mobility, like in gymnastics. In boxing, you don't really need to. You don't need. Yes, you move your core, but that's pretty much that's where your movement stops. You don't really need to be able to do like a breach flip and change the position. So that's why. The sports where it's not really required, you don't really need to do that, because playing if you've ever seen if you know who is Stuart McGill, he's like one of the old doctors, and he's specializing with the spine. He has like a few books, and he also been training one of like great power lifters and weightlifters, Olympic weightlifters. And again, in that sport, you need flexible shoulders, flexible hips, but not the spine. Spine needs to be protected with the core. In boxing, a lot of times that is true as well. You don't want extra, especially as a girl right now. Like again, women's protocols are different too. And one thing I'm not doing, and I'm not letting anyone to do to me, is to tell me that, oh, you need to go harder. Like, I know exactly what I need to. I'm not going to let myself relax too much and just, use it as an excuse. But at the same time, the recovery time, there's certain movements that are just unnecessary for me specifically. I already have, because my back is quite developed in this short period of time, it already pulls me the way. Like sometimes my spine can be very painful, and I need to do specific stretching and massages and myofascial release to get it better. So, you know what I mean? I'm not doing more of the unnecessary load, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm moving back to Tbilisi in a few weeks. Thanks for advice. Oh, okay, cool, Josh. Well, if you come back to the live stream, let me know how that goes, and we're also gonna come back at some point. Just this year probably, and maybe like beginning of the other next year, we'll be here, and I intend to do a few of my fights here in Southeast Asia. And then at some point, yeah, definitely gonna go visit Georgia family, and probably catch up with the federation representatives too, because well, I do the license, but they don't really know me, so we're in the process now. But since I'm Georgian, they would probably want me to fight in Georgia as well, so maybe we do that. But yeah, let's let me know how it goes there. What's your favorite MMA fighter? Let's the most played. For me, was Zabir Magomedov, something like that. That he was good. I can tell you more of UFC fighters because currently I'm fixated on UFC. Um, I'm not saying because of the Georgian, but as a complete fighter, I can pick Ilia Tapuria. Wrestling, yeah, he doesn't need to, but he trains wrestling. He has a great boxing, at least boxing. He may be not too much on the kicks, but he has the good setup, and I think that's quite a black belt in the BJJ as well. In that sense, I would say Islam Makhachev is also very well complete. Alex Volkanovski is also like my favorite, great complete fighter. Uh, Alex Pereira, despite not being a wrestler and not really even trying to go specifically into wrestling, is also one of my favorite fighters. And there are quite a few. There, like again, same in the boxing. There's so many others that I just like and admire, and they motivate me. It's just the more you know about the sport, the more people you watch in the sport, it's harder to pick all-time favorites and not to mention others. Boxing won't help you in the zombie apocalypse, but the pull-ups will. Climbing trees and climbing ropes and things and climbing over fence will. I also know how to shoot, so. Can you fight aliens? Maybe. GSP was my favorite UFC fighter. Well, I meant out of the current ones, but GSP is also totally my favorite one out of the older, just legendary generation. Uh, Personality wise too, I think we would like just so much of his thinking and a lot of his interviews that the way he talks about things just it resembles my thinking, or my thinking resembles his. Like a lot of things I agree with him. Tapuria is Georgian. Okay. So Tapuria's mother is a refugee of Asian War. Her first husband died in the war along with her brother. So quite a tragic story of their mother. She has two daughters from the first husband. Then they escaped. She remarried, I think, in Georgia. Then they went to Germany, started living in Germany. This is where, at least, Ilya was born in Germany, so far as I know. Then, when they were from 7 to 15 years old, when they were both Alex and him were around that age, they moved back to Georgia. So they lived sometime in Georgia in a city called Rustavi, and this is like there is one Georgian boxer who is now he's like in Olympics did third place, and that's legendary result for Georgian amateur boxing. He's also from Rustavi. Apparently, they're close friend. They've just been growing up together. So yeah, and Rustavi has quite a good athletes in different sports. So they live there till they're 15 or something, and they're moved to Spain, Alicante, and this is where they were based. So that's kind of a short story of how Tapurias ended up to be in Spain. But Tapuria is Georgian surname. They speak fluent Georgian. Their mother is very vocal about that they're Georgian and they like never lost that identity. All of them speak not only Georgian but many other multiple languages. But they as a Georgian, I can tell you they speak fluent Georgian. Tapour is a good boxer. Again, at least MMA boxing would be interesting to see if he actually good enough for an actual boxing, because he would need to go through a whole entire boxing training preparation for his professional boxing debut. You have a great voice quality. Thank you. What time is it? It's already 11. I thought Tapour is Spanish. Well, again, when they were 15, they ended up to be in Spain, but I already told you the story. You can double check it if you want. But okay, guys, I think it's getting late. Well, here at least it's already 11:09, and I'm probably gonna just wrap it up now. Okay, so yeah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. It was nice live stream. There were some good questions. I really appreciate that too. Uh, okay, thank you very much. Have a good day and good night, depending where you're from. And I see you in the next one. Ciao.